Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is ReLL Living Life, and I'm coming back with another video. And you already know the topic is that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Basically, what Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini and Virgo, the third house and the sixth house, and and it's the closest planet to the sun. And what a retrograde is when a planet comes, like it comes into a shadow in the first 3 weeks. Then it's when the planet starts to slow down, and then it stops, and then it starts to go backwards, well, appear backwards from the Earth plane. And when you look at it in the sky, it seems like it's going backwards, and that will last for 3 weeks. Some planets retrograde longer, but since Mercury is more closer to the sun, it moves pretty fast. So it's in the sign of Scorpio, which is eighth house things, taboo, mystery, inheritance, death, rebirth, transformation, brooding, revenge, you name it. Because it's very deep with Scorpio. And like I said in the last video, um, when Mercury is in Scorpio, we tend to get real deep inside our minds, right? And with this being retrograde, this is really going deep inside the mind. And this is when, like, we are reevaluating, what went on with us within the last few months of our lives. And having Mercury retrograde in water is very tricky because water is a very, very tricky element. Very, very tricky element. Because Mercury retrograded this year in the whole 2019 in water. Earlier this year, it was in Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Then it was a retrograde in Cancer. It went 4 degrees Libra, and then it backtracked it into Cancer. And now here we are with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Now, this retrograde is very, I mean, like it's like like I'm looking at the chart right now. Like I mean, like Mercury's retrograde. It's at 27 degrees. You got the Sun at 8 degrees of Scorpio, and Venus is 29 degrees. As I'm speaking right now, it's right there at that critical degree point. So she finna enter into Sagittarius, which is the start of my Venus return. Yeah, I'm already in my Jupiter return cycle. Well, actually, my Jupiter is at the galactic center, so Jupiter is about like 5 degrees from my return. Go me. Hell yeah. But Mercury retrograde, especially in water, this is like a time to reflect. Um, like if Mercury was to go retrograde in the other water signs, it like Mercury don't like being in water. Period. You know, Saturn don't like being in water. It's a lot of planets that don't like going into water signs because they deal with emotions, sensitivity, moodiness. But here, but here in Scorpio, like it's kind of like Mercury get to be Sherlock Holmes, in a sensible way. This is when Mercury starts to be like Sherlock Holmes in a sensible way. Um, because if you think about Mercury, it rules Gemini. Gemini is curious, versatility. It like to learn. It like to communicate. That's mostly air signs, right? And then Scorpio is like getting deep to solve what's going on. Knowing what makes this situation work. So that's why I said, like in Scorpio, to me, it's more better than the water. It's the better water sign because Scorpio, it plays both rational and irrational at the same time. Because both Pisces and Cancer, pure irrationality. But I give it to Scorpio. They can play both fields very, 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 very good. And and like I said, like Mercury was ahead of the personal planets. You know, Venus, Mercury, the Sun, Mars. And now since when Mercury went retrograde, it tag teamed with Venus. So Mercury was passing the baton off to Venus. So now instead of our minds and our thoughts leading the way, Venus is leading the personal planets now. With Mars in the back burner in Libra, where it don't fucking like being. I feel bad for Libra. I mean, I feel bad for Mars and Libra. I really do. I feel so bad for Mars and Libra. My goodness, my goodness. And so with Venus leading the way, this is saying like we are putting our self-worth, our value, what we love. We might even try to search for comfort and luxurious comfort more now, you know. And then especially going into Sagittarius, like I said, this is the start of a journey, but since Mercury is retrograde, this is like us going back to the drawing board to reevaluate, you know, going over plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, etc. You know, and like I said, Mercury retrogrades are not bad. I look at the positivity of it all. Like, you know how everybody be with Mercury retrograde, like, oh, you know, Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness, what shall I do? Like, man, all my phones are gonna stop working and this and oh my goodness, please stop that shit. Alright? Mercury retrograde is a good time to really just let your mind rest. You know what I'm saying? Because if we didn't have retrogrades, the planets would be exhausted. Just like us, if we was on go all the time, everything just probably just fall apart. Because like Mercury is the mind. This is the big computer, right? So if, you know, Mercury is like a computer. It calculates data. It like information, and just like a computer, if you run a computer all day, it get hot, and then sometimes it can freeze up or crash. So that's why I say that's how your mind is. If it was just on the go all the time, it would just overexhaust itself. So you gotta be thankful for Mercury retrogrades, because this is a time to rest your mind. For real, for real. This is a time to really rest your mind. You know? So all this Mercury retrograde talk about all the negativity of it all, you know, stop it. See the positivity, and this is a chance to rest your mind. So, and then since Scorpio, like, this is a time to reflect on, you know, if something just came up with you, a situation, and it need to be solved, this is a perfect time to really get it done, to solve the situation. Mercury's in Scorpio and retrograde, so this is a time to go over the pieces and see what was the missing link, you know? And then 3 weeks later, at the end of November, when Mercury comes direct, everything will probably be in its place. And, you know, when Venus leaves, you know, she gonna be with Jupiter in Sag. Then the sun is in Scorpio, so this is spotlighting this retrograde. Because the sun is like the cosmic flashlight. You know, whenever it enters to a house and there's a planet there, it is, you know, flashlighting what's going on. You know? So it got somebody to play with, Mercury Retrograde. um, let's see. Well, the moon's in Capricorn. So we kind of like, there's a disconnection from our feelings. We are more into getting things did rather than sitting back and self-loathe on stuff, you know. And the beauty of, like I said, the beauty of this Venus going into Sag is going to trine with, you're going to trine with Chiron in Aries, you know. And we still got this Mars. That's why I feel bad for Mars. Because, you know, Mars don't function well in Libra. Mars, we know Mars. Like I said, the red, the aggression, the go getter, the wanna win, you know. And it's in Libra. He's in fucking Libra, where it's like, hey, what you think I should do? I don't know what you want to do. Like, you know, Mars do not function like that. Mars gonna do what the fuck he want to do. So, so, man, and then it's at a square. It's coming off a square with Saturn, then it's headed to a square with Pluto. Oh my goodness! Like, I know Pluto and Mars energy. I got it conjunct in Scorpio exact. So I know these energies, and with a square, oh my goodness. Really? But Mars is weak. So really Saturn and Pluto got the upper hand on Mars. Like, it's like Mars is bowing down to Capricorn. This is where Mars is exalted at. And then you got this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Like, damn, it's a lot of letting go. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of letting go. You know, and letting go and actually start anew. Because we just had a new moon in Scorpio. I mean, like, this is a lot of surrender energy that's playing out here. Like stop holding a grudge. Let it go. Move on. You know. And the move on part comes in with Venus and Sagittarius. That's the move on part. But then, like, this Mercury retrograde is like, hey, I'm giving you one more chance to fix this situation. Because, excuse me. Because the next retrograde Mercury goes into going to be in Pisces. And they're going to be in February 16th of 2020. So when Mercury comes direct late November, you got all this time to really resolve, like, whatever, like, because once it comes retrograde, like, if you ain't fix the situation, you just going to be stuck with that shit. Point blank, period. So this is your chance to let go of the bullshit. Because we know out of all of the signs that Scorpio and Taurus can hold on to some shit. But this is a chance to really let go and surrender to whatever it is that's holding you back. Facts. And then, like I said, like, it's like, what I like about this, I mean, what November is very powerful. And like I said, you're gonna have this water trine that's going on with, you know, the nodes and Neptune and Lilith and the Sun and Mercury, you know. And then you're gonna have this Scorpio, Pisces, and Capricorn sextile connection. So it's kind of like forming a kite. So this is like, with Venus going into Sag, like I said, this is about letting go and actually taking off. This is the start of the journey. This is the start of the quest right here. You know, like stop holding on. I know there's a lack of ambition, a lack of drive because Mars is in its detriment. You know, Mars, and then it's telling all the personal planets it's in like Venus is in the driver's seat, Mars in the back seat. So the lack of drive is there for real. But don't worry though, cause Mars gonna come into Scorpio late November. My Mars return. Mars and Scorpio, baby. Oh my goodness. That's what I like about this time of the year, cause like this is the start of my birthday. Like in my chart, all the planets start from Scorpio all the way to Capricorn, and then my moon in Taurus is the handle of the bucket. I got a bucket chart, so cause like every time the personal planets come in Scorpio, it hit my Scorpio planets, it hit my Sagittarius planets, it hit my Capricorn, my Sun in Capricorn, and I just be like, yeah, baby. But this ain't about me. This is about this Mercury Retrograde. That's the star of the show. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like that's to me, that's the main theme of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is a chance to really evaluate what needs to let go of. This is what you need to really let go of. I know water signs, it's hard for y'all to let go of stuff. Because water like to reflect, on things. Because like I said, you think of water, you look at a pond or a lake, the water just sits there. And that's kind of what water signs do. They like to just sit on things and reflect on it. So to me that's the best message of this Mercury retrograde. It's a theme of letting go. Stop holding on to shit. you know? And I know it's gonna be kind of with Uranus opposing this energy, it's making it kind of easy to do that. Because what Uranus is doing to the sign of Taurus is like, hey, fuck your comfort. That's basically what Uranus is saying. Like, man, fuck your comforts, Taurus. Like, hey, it's time for you to really change some shit. Alright, you've been holding on to the same system for hundreds of years. It's time for you to change, Taurus. And that's what I like about this Mercury retrograde is letting go. Let go, man. And don't be afraid to let go because, like I say, this Venus is trying to Chiron. And that's the beauty of it all. Venus like being in fire signs because she get to let loose and be herself. She rules in earth and air. She's exalted in water though, but she don't fuck with Scorpio. Because in Scorpio she feels controlled, manipulated. She's Persephone when she's in Scorpio. So now she's get the bust loose and and do her. And so she's leaving Scorpio and saying, hey, Mercury, Sun, have fun. you know? Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is and what it's gonna do. You know, like I said, that's the message of it all here. But this the whole message of this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is to let go. Stop holding on to situations that is not going to benefit you in the long run. You know, any grudges, any beefs, any negativity, let it go. Let it go. For real, for real. Let it go. You know, I know it's gonna be kind of hard. Like I said, we're coming up to a water trine. And this is going to be the last time that we see a lot of water like this. Because once the North Node leave out of Cancer, poor Neptune is on his own. Poor Neptune is on his own. And the earth element just going to be strong as hell. Capricorn is just strong. Capricorn is powerful. I ain't lying, the sign of Capricorn is very, very powerful. It got a lot of help. Sextile in Pisces, sextile in Scorpio, semi-sextile with Jupiter, and Jupiter finna come into Capricorn. Then it's trining with Uranus and Taurus. Capricorn powerful. Then it got the bad boys, Saturn and Pluto. Shit. Capricorn just too powerful right now. The earth element is like winning hard. Hell yeah. But like I said, that's the main thing. Just let go. You know, surrender to the bullshit.